lot longer than I was anticipating. Lesson learnt, though. I'm going to start that stream earlier going forwards. So I gave that stream an hour, but I think it shows now that it's going to need longer. It's going to need an hour and a half. But that's absolutely fine. We can learn from it. So I didn't oversleep, or I wasn't like having technical issues or anything like that. We were just battling it out on the members side of the channel, trying to figure out who was going to be our new faction winners. And we do have new winners as well on all of that, but that is not why we're here. We are here to talk wrestling. So let's turn our attention, shall we, to some... I mean, we don't have a breakdown for tonight, so I can't provide that. But what I can do is... 5 hours ago, Typhoon confirms natural disasters for the Hall of Fame. So Typhoon said he couldn't believe it when he was told that he and John Tenta are going to go into the Hall of Fame. So that has not been announced yet by WWE, or at least I've not seen. But it seems like he told Bill Apter that he is going into the Hall of Fame with Earthquake. And, I mean, it's one that had been leaked anyway, so it's not a massive surprise. But, yeah, well, there we go. It looks like natural disasters are going in. Typhoon has confirmed. WWE will surely want to put a message out about that, though, if they haven't already. Just having a look to see if they have. I've not seen anything coming out from WWE. Let's go WWE. Let's go and just see if they've put any message out. Get ready for Evolve starting tonight. No, nothing about natural disasters going into the Hall of Fame. But yeah, it's basically confirmed by Typhoon that it's going to be happening. Ivar's challenge for Speed Championship. But Stone Cold talking about his WrestleMania 38 match. He said, I had no timing. And that's it, really. Looks like it's quite a quiet day, all things considered. So, yeah, is what it is. Right, let's go down. Aaron, hello. Shout out to you. Hope you're doing well, buds. Jamie said, I was just catching up on NXT, got to the finish of Ober Moose. It was pretty good. I thought I would enjoy it. Yeah, I mean, last night was fantastic. Actually, that's something else I was interested in doing. And that was just having a look and seeing what your score was. All the time changing is really causing me some disruption because I am obviously having to start streams earlier than I usually would here in the UK. And so it's like really messing me around. So as a result, I didn't have the polls set up because I couldn't quite work out when things were changing and what times things were going to be starting. So it meant that the poll for last night's NXT went up quite late. It is up now. I mean, obviously I put it up last night, but I did not get a chance to really see any kind of results coming in. So I wanted to have a look at that and see what you lot had scored that show. Because it really was something special. Here we go. 352 votes, which isn't bad. That's well ahead of Cage Match, right? Well ahead of Cage Match. So, to put it into perspective, last week's NXT was great 78%. Great 78%. That was last week. This week, great 91%. So, it didn't click into all time. It is overwhelmingly a great score. If we look at the feedback, 71%, so a massive part of the poll said that it was a great show. 20% said it was an all-time show. That's high for all-time, isn't it? 20% of people said it was an all-time show. I mean, honestly, though, you go back to Elimination Chamber just 10 days ago, 73% of people said it was an all-time show. 73%. That John Cena turn really, shook people. So 73% all-time for Elimination Chamber. God, we've had so good. How did the Rumble score? I can't remember how the Rumble scored. Royal Rumble. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Royal Rumble, great 61, 24% all time. So that's great 85. So actually, last night's NXT ahead of the Royal Rumble, according to your scores. Yeah, really good. People really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it as well. And we knew it would be somewhat special. But I mean, I don't know that we knew it would be quite that good. But it really did deliver. Right, let's go into the chat, shall we? And let's see what a few people are saying. Let's read out some of these comments.
Sleeper Hold Society podcast. I guess we're not getting Bray Wyatt and Hoff this year.
Maybe not. I mean, I don't mind. I think he should go in as the headline act. So I don't really mind if he doesn't go in this year. I've heard earlier, obviously, news doing the rounds that the Wyatt 6 and Alexa, there's something big planned there for WrestleMania. No details, but seems like a report coming out that, things are looking like they're going to be okay for Alexa. And by extension, the Wyatt 6. So I think there is something lined up there. So if this year is going to focus on that, and there is no way that Alexa or the Wyatt 6 are going to work WrestleMania and then not be something for Bray, Even if it is just like what Alexa did at the Rumble with her jacket, there will be something for Bray. And again, I wouldn't be shocked if there's a moment where the crowd have all the fireflies out and Bray gets mentioned on commentary. I think for me, Bray going into the Hall of Fame is to remember him and honor him. And there's obviously lots of different ways that you can honor someone. One of the biggest ways is the Hall of Fame. But to be honest, we honored Bray last year by doing that documentary. We honored Bray last year by announcing that we were going to continue his work with the Wyatt 6. So I feel like Bray was honored last year. Obviously, a lot of people this year thinking he should go into the Hall of Fame. That's how we honor him this year. But as I've said before, I think there are other ways to honor him, and all the fireflies out with, or an image of him on the screen, or just a moment at WrestleMania that makes us think of Bray. That's a way of honoring Bray. It's maybe not the same scale as the Hall of Fame, but that's okay because we can do the Hall of Fame next year. I mean, there is a chance Bray was going to go in this year. I don't know the answer to that, but I think we know that Triple H would not have put himself in. Triple H would not have put himself in. And actually, this is why Undertaker and Shawn had to do it. Because, Triple H would not have done it. Because there's so many people that he would have put in, before it got round to him. So, it's one of those where he's been surprised. He's going to headline. It's probably disrupted some of the plans. It might have been Bray this year. I think he deserves the headline spot if he goes in. But yeah, I'm all right with it being next year. I don't want to kick the can too far down the road. I don't want to get to next year and go, well, it's okay because, genuinely, that's how I feel about it. I feel all right with it. I'm not super down about it or anything like that. Lisa said, can I email you my picture? Yes, absolutely. You can email that over, but right. Boom. Ryan, hello, my friends. Let's get Ryan's comments. See what Ryan's saying.
Ryan Taylor. Hey, Daze, I'm ready for Evolve. I liked Cappuccino and Cartwheel last week.
Yeah.
Can you shout out my wife, Ashley?
Yeah.
I actually have her watching with me tonight.
Ashley, shout out to you, my friends. I hope you enjoy the show. I mean, I think with this show, it's just fun. I mean, it really is just fun. Just watch it, enjoy it. Don't need to think about anything. There's no long-term stories, or certainly nothing that's shown itself yet. I just think that it's good in-ring action. It's a good way for indie talent to kind of show what they are all about and to try and get you to hopefully go and see them, I've said that if I saw a show in my local area that had a WWE ID talent on and I was free, I would be really tempted to go. Chances are I will have seen them on Evolve. And as long as I like them. I mean, I've not seen anyone I don't like, but as long as there's someone that resonate with me, it could be the difference between me going to that show or not going to that show, which is why I think this is really good for indie wrestling. Like, I think that it's going to be a boost to indie wrestling. So yeah, I think it's a fun show to just sit down, have a snack, just watch, enjoy, be impressed with. As you said, Cartwheel, really impressed. He can really do some stuff in the ring that not that many others I've seen being able to do. But yeah, you've also got some good character work in there. I really like that Kylie Armstrong. I thought she was very good. So yeah, shout out to you, my friends, and shout out to your wife. Was it Ashley? Yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to Ashley. I hope you enjoy the show tonight. Hopefully it's going to be as fun as it was last week. I don't think they've announced as to who's actually going to be competing this week, but I'm down for whoever. It would be nice to get a bit of a name. I know we had Luca Crucifina around last week, so it would be like, that's fine. He pops up on NXT quite a bit, but it'd be nice to see a Wendy Chu. It'd be nice to see a Brindley Reese. I want to see Calix. That's Jessica Carr, the ref. She's actually going to be a wrestler under a mask. And I think what they're going to do is have her wrestle, and then they're going to have her act like, yeah, I don't know what you mean. I'm just a referee. And it's like, we know it's you. Yeah. And I hope they do that, because that would be so entertaining. And I think that would give fans a reason to, want to watch. That's the kind of thing you can see a YouTube video about. I can see the thumbnail now, a picture of referee Jessica Carr with a mask on and an arrow going, "Did you know she wrestled?" or something like this. And maybe a little image of her wrestling in the corner or something like this, So it's kind of one of those, oh yeah, I know her, what, she wrestles, and then people watch that video, and it's, tends to do, that's the kind of thing that would do quite well. So I am really looking forward to Calix competing, because I know that it's got that kind of interest to it. And I kind of think this is what the show needs, because we are dealing with a lot of people none of us have ever heard of. We are dealing with a lot of talent that we are learning about. So those little things where it's got that little intrigue to it makes a big difference. So I'll be looking forward to that. But I don't think that's going to be this week. And who knows what are the little things they've got up their sleeve, I think trying to make this a brand, trying to make this a show that you get excited about tuning in for. I mean, I'm excited to watch it because I really enjoyed the first episode. I thought it was good. I thought it was solid. I thought it was strong. So, I'm kind of riding that momentum. But, you need to find a way of like the stories bringing people back in, or certain characters bringing people back in, So it'll be interesting, really interesting to see how they follow up week one. Hannah, shout out to you. Hope you're doing well. Let's copy this. Get a few thoughts.
Hannah WWE Daze. Howdy, with an awesome show yesterday. Would you say that show delivered to a 9, or went near to that? What would you say is the factor that is making NXT shows awesome again? Shout out to you.
I think that it was around a 9. I mean, I don't think it reached a 9. I think for me, it was a big OMG moment. I still feel the same way I felt after it. I kind of felt like I needed a big OMG moment. The OMG moment was really that group attacking, and it wasn't really that much of an OMG. Obviously, the Undertaker was backstage. That was really cool, but it had already been announced, and he wasn't like out doing really anything of significance. It's not like he's come back and he's having one more match or some bonkers like this. But it was still great. I mean, it is nitpicky stuff, but it's these little nitpicky bits that just kind of drop the score down from being a 10. Otherwise, why didn't you score it a 10? So for me, like, I think some of the in-ring could have been, some of the in-ring maybe could have had a bit more room to breathe. arguably, would the show have been better with 4 matches that had a bit more time? Or could you have took some time out of Moose and Oba because they're 2 big guys that maybe didn't need the amount of time they had? And maybe then we could have had... Because I think the main event did need a little longer. But again, it's nitpicky. I am like 8.5, 8.75. 8.5, 8.75. I'm kind of torn between those. I'm probably more 8.5. But it was brilliant. I mean, it's one of the best shows that I've seen this year. I do not go into the 8s very often. So for any show to be in the 8s from me, it is, you need to watch it. It is a truly, it's going to be a show of the year. When we do like the top 10 shows at the end of the year, there is going to be a chance this is going to be in there. The only reason why it may not is because we're actually on quite a hot run at the moment. I mean, we're coming not long off of Elimination Chamber, which is absolutely a show you need to be watching, right? So Elimination Chamber was amazing. And I think the second week of Netflix I really enjoyed as well. First week was disappointing. If you want the star power, then maybe watch the first week on Netflix, like the first Raw. But, Undertaker coming out and not really doing much. The Rock coming out and, being out of character. I don't look back on that with fondness. Now that we've kind of understand more of where that story's gone, I still hate that. I still hate that. I think it ruined, the thing. I think if you wanted to show us that The Rock is now on good terms with Cody, I think there was a much better way of showing that. Why didn't The Rock call Cody out? Why didn't we walk through and explain their relationship on that segment? Instead, it was, this is so special. This is so amazing. What a partnership it's going to be with Netflix. And I want to thank the Netflix executive. It was awful. It was cringe. It was horrible. It was self-congratulatory. And it was, I don't know, something Vince would do. It was kind of like, this isn't why people tune in, for you to pat yourselves on the back. You can do that at the press conference after. People tune in so that you give us a show, What's Netflix all about? And I kind of felt like that Rock segment stunk. I thought it was awful. And now, even now that I know the story, I think that Rock segment is awful. So for me, I actually thought week 2 was a better week than week 1. So maybe that would be in the mix as well. But now, make no mistake about it. The only way that the NXT show from yesterday won't be in my top 10, which a normal year I think it would, is if we're going to keep delivering banging shows. We're on a bit of a, NXT is just having a fire year, man. NXT is just having an incredible year. I feel like every week NXT, the score is 7.5, and it ain't going to take too much for them to get into the 8s. And hence why, literally this week they did. So what's different about NXT? I think we've cut out a lot of the low-level talent. So, for example, where was Brynlee Reese? Where was Thea Hale having a match? Where was Brynlee Reese? Where was Dion Lennox? Where was Kendall Gray taking on a Nikki Lyons? There was no just kind of matches that were thrown. Obviously, we'd built to this. I mean, it was basically, to all intents and purposes, it was a premium live event, but just done on a Tuesday. So every match had been built. Every match had star power. Every match had a story behind it. So, you can't do that every single week, but they are really trying, actually, because next week we've got Chelsea Green against Sol Ruka, and that's not just thrown together because Sol Ruka pinned Chelsea. Was it last week? So they actually set that up because we did a tag match and Sol pinned Chelsea. And so now Sol gets a title opportunity. And that was announced, and so we're going to get that. So Chelsea defends the US title on NXT next week against Sol Ruka. I mean, it's going to be a really fun match. And then you've got the NXT Underground thing between Trick and Eddie. That's been bubbling along for, months now. And they've announced that's going to be an NXT Underground match. Then you've got the Cullen. They're going to be taking on the Family. that's a long-term story that's playing. You know, it might not be a story that people are like massively engaged with, but it's still a story. And we've now got a new group called the Cullen. We're learning more about them. We're finding out their names. And, you know, that group is now starting to, you know, get a bit of momentum. If they get a good win and they look good on next week's show, that will elevate them a bit more. And of course, you know, I feel like there's tension being built between Tony and Stax. And I feel like something's going to come to blows there, because Stax seems to be dropping the ball, costing Tony. Tony's okay with it. But at some point, it feels like, and we've teased tension there before and it's never come to fruition. It may come to fruition this time. It might go. So I just think they're doing some really good long-term storytelling. I think they're setting up their matches really well. We're using a bit of main roster talent, a bit of TNA talent. It's being booked really well. Like they've just got it. They're in a groove. They're in their stride. We can use a bit of TNA. We can use a bit of main roster. We can put a few new groups together. We can bring in a Ricky Starks. You know, we can bring in a Jordan Grace. And we've got quite a few options and quite a few plates that we're spinning. And we're spinning them really well. Just everything's like clicking. And I think what's good is that we don't really have too much, as we said, of that low-level talent, which then probably drags the show down a little bit, where we're dealing with people we're just not that bothered by because we don't really know them. We are going to have to find ways of bringing them through still. But, you know, if you've got like the whole show like looking really strong, you can have a segment where you throw someone out there and give them a run out. You know, it's not going to drag. Certainly if you follow it after, say, a Fraxium match and we're, you know, oh my God, our brains are frazzled and it was amazing. You know, you throw someone out there, then still put them in there against a decent name, but, you know, put someone out there, give them a good show in. Ooh, they catch the eye, they do something impressive. Maybe then backstage, someone goes up and goes, I was really impressed with what you did. All of a sudden, there's a partnership there. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can move forward, we can do something. Boom, boom, boom. I just think that we're doing excellent work, really good booking, everything's solid. And it's just in a real groove, isn't it, at the moment? I really do hope that continues for a long time, because it's so good to do a Monday show. Because back in the day, you know, I used to do NXT on the Tuesday, and it didn't have this level of excitement. And it sort of felt a little bit like, to be perfectly honest, it sort of felt a little bit like, yeah, we're watching it and it's got some good stuff, but there's some bad stuff in there as well. It's a bit of a mixed bag at times. And it sort of felt like, well, you know, it's really Wednesday, Friday is the next big show now. But it's so lovely now to have Monday and genuinely be like, yeah, okay, Raw was great, but I mean, it's NXT tomorrow, and NXT be arguably the best show of the week. And so you've really do got that to look forward to. Now, obviously, we can jump in and do Evolve as well, where, okay, Evolve doesn't hit anywhere near the same, but it's good to sit down and have this chat. Kind of, I really like this time. I'm going to make sure that obviously I change the members thing so that we get the full hour, because it is nice to sit down on a Wednesday and just go, NXT was bonkers, Raw was bonkers, where are we going with this, where are we going with that, and just kind of chuck some stuff around for an hour and then just dig into Evolve. And eventually we might be just digging into Evolve straight from the get-go when we know all the characters. But yeah, I so much to talk about, so much to be excited about. It is WrestleMania season, and what's great is things are only going to get better as we get closer to WrestleMania. Brony.
Bronny FN. Daze NXT did 732K for last night. Not a bad number, but I was expecting more because of the hype around the show and how good it was.
Yeah, that is surprise, disappointing. I wonder why it was so low, to be honest. I have no answers for that. Sometimes the quality of a show does not reflect in the ratings, because you've got to be watching the show to see, how good the show is. It's a surprise that the Hardys didn't bring in more viewers. I don't know if there's something to that. I don't know if there's an issue. I don't know if it's going to update to a better number, because that is a surprise. Really, it's on the intrigue of the show. We were at Madison Square Garden. I don't think the TNA partnership is bringing in much in the way of viewers. So I'm not too surprised that it's not, really done anything because of Moose or whatever. But Hardys, because they're the Hardys, I would have thought that them against Fraxium would have generated something. Julia and Stephanie, I mean, I think a lot of people on the main roster aren't that aware. We've seen them in the Royal Rumble, but I don't think that Julia versus Stephanie is going to be bringing in like the casual fan. You kind of need, I don't know, maybe they should have had Chelsea on the show. Maybe they should have done Chelsea Sol Ruka last night and moved one of the matches from last night to next week. But then you could make the argument that, well, then next week we'll suffer, won't it? But yeah, this is where it's a challenge for NXT, because putting on good shows is not always going to be the answer. It's going to help, of course, to keep people coming back for more. But if you want to really bring in those casual fans, or those casual fans that just watch once in a while, you've really got to have some sort of name on the show. And to be honest with you, I think they thought that would be the Hardys. And they probably looked at it and went, well, we've got the Hardys this week. We're at Madison Square Garden. Rest of the card is stacked. And we got Chelsea Green next week. And we've got NXT Championship match. I mean, even if you're not a fan, the top title is on the line. We got a women's NXT Championship match. So even if you're not a big fan, top women's title is on the line. And we've got the Hardys. So, yeah, you would think that would have really brought in people. I can see why they would think that's enough. It should have been enough. So, little concerning then that's gone down to 7:30, whatever. But it's I find myself saying this a lot because it is true. It's hard. And it's true for AEW as well. There is no God-given right that in this world that you put on a great show and you are going to guarantee yourself 800,000. It just doesn't work that way. There are so many things that are going on. There's other sports, other events. You can think something's going to work and it just doesn't. And I am surprised at that number, but it's the world we live in, isn't it? So much. Everyone is competing for your attention, which is why I'm so grateful that you're here right now. Love you all. Jamie, shout out to you. See what Jamie's saying. Where are we time-wise? 13 minutes.
Jamie M. Stewart. Raw next week is going to be a big show. Now, even sure what's advertised for this week's SmackDown?
Raw next week is going to be a big show. I mean, it's just a lot of big shows, isn't it? But you are right. Next week, Raw goes to Brussels. So it should be really good. Yeah. And we've got John Cena on the show, haven't we? So should be good. Let's go Undercover Manager.
Undercover Manager. Why do PPL compare show quality X ratings, in football terms? If a team's reserves were playing, they'd get X amount of BPL watch. If a star player was a late inclusion, wouldn't get more viewers.
Why do people compare the show quality to ratings? Yeah, no, I agree. I think that what you want to see, ideally, is you want to see that people watch, enjoy the show, and then come back the next week. So I suppose it's about retaining those viewers, isn't it? So, for example, if you had 800,000 watching last week and now you've dipped down to 730, that would suggest that you've lost 70,000. There were 70,000 people that watched last week and decided, I don't need to watch next week. Now, it's not that straightforward because some people might not be able to because they've got to go out. Or, there's another sport on or another show on that they would rather watch instead. It might not be that they don't like your product. It's just there's other options. But then if you're going to advertise the Hardy Boys are going to have a match, you would think you will pick up some casual viewers there, you know. Oh, the Hardys on NXT against Fraxium. You know, you would imagine you'd attract. So if you do lose some, you would imagine that you would bring some in. So I do agree with you in regards to the quality of the show. Like, you could put on a banging show. That's not going to guarantee that it's going to be a great number. But if you've had a good number and then you drop down, doesn't that indicate that you've lost some viewers and that you've lost retention? And actually something has not brought them back. And that's what you're trying to do, isn't it? You're trying to keep those viewers. You're trying to bring them back. So does that actually bring into question last week's show? Does it bring into the quality of last week's show? Did you not do a good enough job of telling them you need to watch this week? It's going to be an absolutely stacked cards. Because I think they did. They ran down the cards. I mean, they made sure everyone knew what was on the show. And last week's show, you know, was still a very enjoyable show. But this is the kind of conversation that they would have when they look at the numbers. They would look at it segment by segment. They would look at it by 15-minute breakdowns. And they would have a look and see where did it go wrong? Where did we start? You know, perhaps we've seen with AEW that they used to get a good number because of the Big Bang Theory. So Big Bang Theory used to give them a real big boost at the start, and then it would tail down. So they would have a lot of viewers watch kicks off NXT. You know, normally if there's about 700,000 people that watch from the previous show, but this week there was only 600,000, you might actually have an answer there that the lead-in show was not as strong this week. You know, if the show before is flipping Big Bang Theory and it does really well, but for some reason this week it was the news and that doesn't do as well, that could also be your answer. So it's, you know, it's a bit of a thankless task really to kind of go through ratings, talk about ratings, because without all of that information, it's so hard to pinpoint as to this is why, you know. It's why I know we do talk about them quite a bit, but it's why I don't really dig into them. Because you've really got to dig into them. You've really got to sit down in a boardroom with all the different, you know, breakdowns to really pinpoint the moments where, and that's just not interesting to me. Like, that's for people in a boardroom to do. People, I think, here want to talk about the wrestling, the theories, the booking, character development, presentation, all that sort of stuff, rather than the second quarter dipped by 20,000. It's like, Jesus Christ. So, but it is interesting, big picture, to go, wow, this week only delivered 730,000. I did expect more than that. Kim's Chains.
Question for the community. Apart from Bronny, who else is a Hank and Tank fan?
I wonder if they will appear on this show. I could see them being on Evolve. I think this would be a good place for them, actually.
Undercover manager. Yeah, it's about retention, and then by doing enough to retain viewers, you'll assume be doing good stories that draw a buzz online, which would then slowly grow the number. It's simple, but also very hard.
Completely agree. Completely agree. Uncle Revel.
Uncle Revel. I wonder if they will adjust the start time of SmackDown for ticket holders to accommodate people going to the off, then just have SmackDown in delay for US TV.
I wonder if they will adjust the start time of SmackDown for ticket holders to accommodate people going to... this, honestly, it's been a nightmare trying to get my head around it. People have told me that the SmackDown on that Friday is going to start earlier than I thought. So Hall of Fame starts at 10 local time. So I was under the impression SmackDown was going to start 8 local time, yeah? And it's going to go 3 hours. SmackDown's 3 hours up till WrestleMania, so 7. Starts at 7. To be honest with you, even if it started at 6 and ends at 9, an hour to try and get over to the other place, to exit and get over, I still think that's a bit of a squeeze, right? Even if it's an hour. I don't understand why you don't just do it in the same arena. To me, this doesn't solve the issue. This doesn't solve like the problem, right? I mean, I suppose what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it so that if you want to go to the Hall of Fame, you buy a ticket and you go, right? Because they've done it after SmackDown in previous years. And the problem with that is that people have watched SmackDown. They're going to go to WrestleMania the next day. They're probably going to go to NXT Stand and Deliver as well. And they want to go to bed, right? So after SmackDown, people leave and they don't stay for the Hall of Fame, which is crazy. But to be perfectly honest with you, if it's a kid that doesn't really care about the Hall of Fame stuff, they just want to see Jey Uso, then you can sort of understand it, right? I mean, I would not go. I would stay for the Hall of Fame, and I'm sure many of you would. But obviously, again, if you think not everyone's in the same boat as us, some people just want to see Roman Reigns. You can understand why for them it's like, I need to get an early night. I'm up. I've got to get to NXT. Then I've got to get to WrestleMania. It's a stacked weekend. So to have the Hall of Fame on the Friday night again was a surprise. But I think from what I was told, SmackDown in that area starts at like 4. So it's going to finish at like 7, which means there's then going to be like a 3-hour gap till we get to the Hall of Fame. So I don't know if that timing is exact, by the way. Don't quote me on that. But from what I've been told, there is a sizable gap between the end of SmackDown and the start of the Hall of Fame, which is going to give people a chance to get over there. And I suppose they want to do it as a different venue and a ticketed event so that they know everyone that's bought tickets is going to be there, rather than doing it in front of that SmackDown crowd and having a load of people leave. So I do understand that. But the solution for this just strikes me as a bit bonkers, to be honest. The solution to this is just like, so you kind of move, I don't even know if you move in SmackDown earlier. I mean, what I know is that the Hall of Fame is going to start at like 6 in the morning in the UK. So by the time that finishes and we go to bed to get up to watch Stand and Deliver and then go into WrestleMania night 1, like, Jesus. I mean, if Hall of Fame goes on for 2 hours, that's going to finish at about 8 in the morning. Should be able to like get to bed, get some good sleep. I don't know what time Stand and Deliver is going to start. I mean, for me, it's obviously a bit of a challenge because we don't just do the shows, do we? I mean, we always start hours before. So when it comes to like Stand and Deliver, I ain't starting the stream when Stand and Deliver starts. So I do make it harder for myself, to be honest. But look, it is what it is. They've decided to run it this way. I don't know why they don't just do it Sunday. I don't know why they don't do it in the middle of the day on Sunday. You do Stand and Deliver before night 1, so why don't you do Hall of Fame before night 2? I think you've still got the arena anyway because you're doing it for Raw on Monday. So why don't you just sell tickets to Hall of Fame and do it on Sunday? I think what they're trying to do as well, though, is that WWE Worlds, they're trying to do the Slammies on the Sunday. We're trying to get the Slammies in as well. Last year, we did the Slammies in that time slot. So I don't know if we're going to try and do the Slammies there again this year or not. But either way, they're trying to fit an awful lot into that weekend. And it is quite cramped. But look, you know, no complaints. It is what it is. Let's see how it works. I think we can all agree that there needs to be a bit of change with the Hall of Fame because the Hall of Fame is not quite right with the way that it's presented. People leaving and, people getting tired and it being late. Is this the right solution for that, though? We're going to have to wait and see. I'm not sold that it's the right solution, but let's see. We'll see how it goes. So, yeah, it is a little bit... Ooh. Right, Jamie, shout out to you. James said, I ain't staying up for that shiz. I'll just watch it on Sunday before night 2.
Jamie M. Stewart. Triple Threat could end up being a swerve from Heyman, and he ends up helping Rollins win, and we get the Wiseman and the Messiah.
Triple threat could be a swerve by Heyman, and we end up getting Rollins winning, and we get him with Seth. Wow.
When are WWE going to put Matt Bloom, Sarah Stock, and Norman Smiley in the Hoff? They are the reason that WWE has some of the greatest wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's just difficult, isn't it? I think there's so many deserving people that deserve to go in for their in-ring career. I don't know if all of those kind of qualify for the in-ring side of stuff, but when it comes to the contribution that they've made with NXT and the Performance Center, then yeah, absolutely. So I do not disagree with you, but I think it's just a case they're still maybe working on trying to get like the wrestlers in, you know? And I think as well, they keep getting new opportunities. Like, for example, Triple H is really good at going, let's reach out and see if we can get such and such. I mean, he's the reason that we got the Ultimate Warrior in. He's the reason why we got Bruno in. If there's no one that's, or if there's someone that's not in because it's been a barrier with Vince in the past, we can sort of change that now, can't we? So, like, you know, word on the street, obviously Demolition signing a Legends deal. It's very exciting news because they definitely deserve to go in. Lex Luger is one that never went in, and it looks like they've changed that as well. So, it's, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. They definitely do deserve it. They deserve it. They deserve it. Oh, hello, they've got the chat working this time. Frankie's over there. Frankie, are you over here as well? You better not be over there and not over here, because that's a disgrace. I'm not having that. Right, here is Evolve. Then we are underway with week number 2. These, as we said, apparently are friends and family. Are we going to get swipe right again? Huh? Stevie Turner's there? Ah, Stevie Turner. That's good. Yeah. Tonight's main event. Oh, right. Okay. Tonight we've got Riley Osborne against Oro Mensah tonight, and they're apparently now part of the roster. What? Smiley Kylie Ray? Dude, week 2 is stacked. You never know who might show up here tonight. Dude, that's good. VIP section. So, Kendall Gray, Carly Bright, they won our opening match last week. It's Gal has sat down and interrupted. I love that news, though. Oro Mensah. So, I wonder what that means for Metaphor. Are they going to still be... Who's this? Harlem Lewis. Okay, Harlem Lewis. So, okay, so we're using Riley Osborne, formerly of Chase U, Oro Mensah, technically of Metaphor. I don't know if he still is. But, you know, that's good, though, because we know those two. This dude's got a bit of, like, Adam Pearce about him. Okay, Harlem Lewis. I'm all about aggression, just like me. I've always been a leader. He's a baller. I can't stand lazy people or people that are soft. The work you put in, you're going to see results. It's a bit of arrogance there. Is it confidence, though? I get heel vibes from him, the way that he, like, mean mugs at the camera. He's got a skull on the side of his tights. I think there's, like, barbed wire on the other side. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the smiley baby face. This guy looking up at his name. Big smile on his face, just thrilled to be here. Come on! What's his name? Braxton? Kayla Braxton. Okay, so we got Harlem Lewis against Braxton. I didn't catch his surname. Give me his name again, you boomers. Braxton Cole. Here we go. Where's he from? Gosstown. He's from Gosstown. That's like if someone tells you like some rumors on the street and you're like, oh my God, I love going to Gosstown. What else have you heard? Has she? My mind is what's going to set me apart from the rest. Quite literally, generic. That was quick, says Nightmare. Oh, what, are you ahead of me? I don't even have it on yet. I've still got the intro. I've got Braxton Cole in the ring. There's Harlem Lewis, Braxton Cole coming forward. Braxton Cole wants to shake hands. Clothesline. Braxton Cole goes down. Harlem Lewis telling him to get up. Picks him up. Got him on his shoulders. Whoa, look at that throw. This is what I do. It is like, I do feel like I'm watching, at least when it comes to Harlem Lewis, he feels like a creator wrestler brought to life. Harlem Lewis has got Braxton Cole on his shoulder. Slap coming in there by Braxton Cole. Don't feel like that was the wisest move by Braxton Cole. You would imagine that he would look for a takedown or a single leg or something wrestling related rather than slap him. Oh, look at that. 2, 3, and he gets it. So a win there for Harlem Lewis. Good power slam there. Big power move at the end. Crowd are booing. They've decided they don't like him. Not much shown there by Braxton Cole, was there? He did try to start the match off with a handshake of death, but it didn't go well for him. Harlem Lewis wins, said Wrestling Fam. Chewy Martinez, we saw him last week. Stevie Turner said you don't know who's going to show up this week. What does that mean? No one in that locker room can stop me. Yeah, as soon as he said that, I did wonder. Keanu Carver, he dominated in week 1. He got a squash week 1. Do you know what? That would be all right, that match, wouldn't it? I'd be down for that match. It's Kaz has got in the ring. It's goal. Oh, next week. Oh, I don't want that match. want them to. He won a squash week 1. He won a squash week 2. So I want to see them two going up against each other. Oh, good. We're doing the match now, are we? Okay. All right. I thought this was next week. We're doing this match now. It's Gal against Keanu Carver. Big clothesline. Are we just going to murk this guy? I wonder if he's just going to smash him. He drives him into the corner. Yeah, this is the dude that we kind of like the look of. He got that squash win last week. It's Gal in the corner, kicks out at Keanu Carver. Crossbody gets caught by Carver. Throw, boom, chucks him across the ring. Yeah, I wonder if we'll do that match next week, Keanu Carver against Harlem Lewis. He grabs him, picks him up on his shoulders. Elbow coming in there by It's Gal. Oh, nice enziguri. That wasn't bad. Going against the ropes. Powerbomb. No. Oh, just lets him fall. Just lets him fall. It's Gal is struggling a little bit here as Keanu Carver picks him up. He's got him up in the air. Lovely. Going for the pin, and that should do it. So Keanu Carver picks up the win. We don't stick around with these matches. But does that mean next week we're going to get him against Harlem Lewis? I went to Mia Yim's Twitch stream, says Jen. Was it good? What was she doing, bud? She plays horror games, doesn't she? So, yeah, It's Gal just got murked. I'm guessing the strategy is show us that those two are dominant and then smash them against each other. Tonight, we've got Javier Bernal in action against Luca Crucifino. Smiley Kylie Ray is up next. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's so good. Smiley Kylie Ray, I've been waiting for her. Hello. How you doing, mate? I'm just a big ball of positive energy. Yeah, Smiley Kylie. I mean, she was seen as like a sort of Bailey knockoff of like the hugger gimmick. I don't know who was doing it first, but I'd imagine she's been compared to Hugger Bailey quite a lot in her career. Sean said, I love this so far. I don't mind squash matches. No, I don't mind squash matches as long as there's a purpose for them, a reason for them. And if it is going to lead towards those two going up against each other, then, you know, I'm that's fine. It has got me wanting to see those two go up against each other, really just to see who they decide to put over. Who are they going to go with? Are they going to go with Keanu Carver or are they going to go with Harlem Lewis? WrestleMania 41. It's getting closer, kids. Okay, Pete Rosenberg. Yeah! Kendall Gray, Carly Bright. I want to see their relationship of them being friends. Yeah, Carly Bright, I think. Seriously. I'm going to show everyone how good I am. How good we are. Is Zada Steele? Okay, well, Zada Steele has arrived. She's sat down. She wants to watch Smiley Kylie Ray. I can't remember who she's taking on, but look at this. This girl used to be in AEW. That's just great. So she dived in the ring, right? Stayed there for a little bit, and then she sort of like crawled forward. Yeah, I can get with this. I can vibe with this. Some of those entrances in the ring are I love Jasmine Nix's where she's like, come here, go away. I love that one. But I love that one as well. Dives in the ring, lies there for a moment, and then just starts like army crawling. That really works for her character as well, like being fun. And just like, you know, she could easily just walk in through the ropes, but instead I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do this. Wow, she's going up against a powerhouse. I don't get the vibe that she's a heel, though. She's not giving me heel vibes in a promo. I don't think we're meant to cheer for her, though, because surely we're meant to be behind Smiley Kylie Ray. Zara Zaka with Zeta Steele watching. Porky Pig said that Jasmine one is legendary. Chris said, I already can't stand Kylie Ray. She's on a par with Yeet Mania. With this show, I really am looking for some characters. Look at her looking around. Ooh, this is going to be a challenge. No, I love her. Listen, she's worked so many indie shows. Like, she knows how to, she knows her character. She's going to handshake. Handshake there by Kylie Ray. Zara not taking advantage. Nice. Take over. Nice. Head scissors. But getting back up. Both women getting back up. Backing away momentarily. I hope they let this go for a little bit. We just had 2 squashes, but I would like to kind of dig into this one. Locking up. Middle of the ring. Headlock there by Smiley Kylie Ray. Going over against the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Down goes Zaka as Smiley Kylie goes for a pin. Nice. Another pin. Oh, into her. Look at that. Crossface. Zaka having to like hit reverse and get over to the ropes. Very crisp there, though, by Smiley Kylie. And, right, we've got Zaka in the middle of the ring. She is still smiling away. She does smile all the time. Headlock there by Kylie. Zaka has got Kylie going against the ropes. Zaka against the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Kylie down. 1. Just a 1 count, I believe. Oh, headbat. Oh, was that 2? Oh, that was close to being a 3. Looks like Smiley Kylie's headband has come off. That might be where she gets all her powers from. She wrestled in Japan, apparently, Zara Zaka. I do like the stats at the bottom, but I don't find they stay on screen very long. Smiley Kylie again grabbing the arm, working the arm. In control as Zara Zaka kips up. Good work, working on the arm of Smiley Kylie. Kick to the midsection. Takeover, headlock takeover. Zara Zaka down. Smiley Kylie, she's not smiling as much anymore. A little bit more determined. As she goes into the corner, Zara collides in. Back elbow there as well. She grabs Smiley Kylie, takes her over. Drop kick to the back. Going for the cover 1. Just a 1 count. Kick out. Zeta versus Kylie should be a first women's title match, said Brian. Right now, trying to pick up Kylie Ray. Back elbow there by Kylie Ray as Zara goes down. Over in the corner. Smiley Kylie charging over. Boom! Lovely. Oh, and I love that as well. She took her legs out from underneath her. Whoa! Lovely. Dragging her out of the corner, going for the cover. Smiley Kylie too. Kick out there by Zara Zaka. And they are giving this. The nickname Smiley Kylie worked as a stunt woman for the film Divergent and for the TV series Shameless. Oh my God, Zara, what are you doing, Zara? Just shut up. Sit down. You'll get your chance. God. Look, Zada Steele is all upset. Smiley Kylie pushing Zara against the ropes. But Zaka in control, clothesline, duck underneath. Oh, big shot. Sounded great. Smiley Kylie in the corner, gets out the way, over against the ropes, middle of the ring, up, spine buster. 1, 2, shoulder up. But Zada's a heel. Yeah. She's shouting during the match, yeah. Right now, we've got... look at her. She's having a right strop on the outside of the ring. In fact, I don't like that, to be honest. The crowd are a bit distracted from the match because of what Zada Steele is doing. Boo this woman! Someone in the crowd just went, boo this woman! Boo! Boo! Oh man, imagine if we did that on the main roster. Boo this man! Boo this woman! I love how everyone joined in. So a kick coming in there by Kylie. Zaka goes down. Boo this woman! Boo! That's the kind of fun stuff you get, like at indie shows, isn't it? Where Zaka gets it. No. Smiley Kylie just couldn't kick out. Nah, you've robbed her. You robbed Smiley Kylie, Ray. Zara, Zaka probably needed the win, to be honest, because I don't know her. I know Smiley Kylie, so she'll be all right. Boom. Yeah, that spine buster was sick. Ah, poor Kylie, said Brian. Here's Chewy. I see you. I see you, Zara. How'd you feel? Upset. I'm going to use this. Smiley Kylie Ray was walking past. Here's Zara. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for the match. Oh my God, this girl. Just do my head in. Yeah, mess her up. Mess up this Zada Steele. Boo this woman! Wendy Chu! Yes! Wendy Chu is here! Wow. I don't feel like we've seen Wendy Chu in ages on NXT. Wendy Chu looking at Smiley Kylie. She gives her a bear. What's going on? This is the best. Guys, that bear's better than Lily. She gives Smiley Kylie a bear and a note. Smiley Kylie is reading a note at the moment. She's not happy about it, though. Wendy Chu's going to be Aria Bennett. Wendy Chu in action. Let's go. Congratulations on your new job. Have I got a new job? What's my new job? K-pop lover, shout out to you. I literally have no idea what you're on about. Wendy Chu is here. Daze and Tony Khan would be besties, says William. Daze, another positive of having Evolve is the talent that aren't being featured on NXT usually get released because WWE don't have anything for them, but now they can go to Evolve. That is true, actually. That is true. From the city that never sleeps, Wendy Chu. I mean, look, she has got a very interesting character. She knows her character. What did she say? Muscamy. Aria Bennett. College gymnast? Oh, so is she? Whoa, mate. Mate, we might have another Sol Ruka here. Mate. I think we're going to see some at... we had Jack Cartwheel week 1. What's her name? Aria Bennett. Is that how you pronounce it? God, think of all these entrance musics they've had to make. Aria Bennett. I don't hate this music. Dun, bum. It's like a block party. Whoa! Already flipping during her entrance. Yeah, this has got a jam to it. Oh, she's going up against Moody McGrew, though, isn't she? Here we go. Do you know, I was going to be like, I'm going to support Wendy Chu on this, but actually, Ariana Bennett, I like her entrance. It's got a vibe to it. She is going to do some pretty impressive flips and stuff like that. But can she wrestle? Don't die is the chant. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. That's a great chant. Oh, she got she flipped into a handstand and she got speared. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die. Oh, we need some of these chants coming to NXT. Boo this woman. Boo. Don't die. Don't die. Twisting of the neck. I've got a feeling that I don't know how much longer this thing's going to go. She's got murked a little bit, but she's surely got something else to show. Goes over to the corner, into the corner. Wendy. Oh, Wendy has got a cartwheel in her arsenal. She goes over the other side. Big boot. Bang! And it was. Aria Bennett goes down. Wendy Chu with a smile on her face. Grabbing Aria Bennett. Aria Bennett fighting out, though. Wendy Chu turns, hisses, charges over. Another big shot coming in there by Bennett. Goes for a nice Inseguri. Gets it. Setting up for some big maybe. Round the back. Crucifix pin. No. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Using that leverage. Gets picked up. Oh. That was moody. And this is Wendy's finisher. So she's choking out Aria Bennett and... Yeah. Oh. Well, I like the handstand she did until she got murked. Look at the smile on Wendy Chu's face. She flipping loves it. Evan said we only had 3 matches last week. We're getting loads today. Wendy goes back to the corner, grabs... What's she grabbing? A towel, a blanket. Oh, is this what she's going to start doing? Oh my God, she's like a modern day Undertaker. Undertaker used to put people into body bags when he first started. Wendy is putting the blanket over her fallen victims. Ah, there's Brindley Reese. You guys did so good. I've got a match next week, says Brindley. Okay. Brindley Reese is going to be competing next week. Kendall Gray is the moodiest person on the NXT roster, said Evan. The face-off takes too long, says Nightmare. Can't wait for another women's coffin match, said Adam. Javier Bernal against Luca Crucifina. Yeah, there is a little face-off here between these two. We haven't seen Javier Bernal in quite a while. He's been out with an injury for ages. Big body Harvey. Do you remember ages ago we used to get him on NXT with Mackenzie Mitchell? Yeah, there he is, look, when he was out injured. He's talking about having a brand new start. He is the partner of, isn't he? Are they married to Tatum Paxley? How can I move forward if I'm already being judged by my past? Your message last week bothered me enough to make me not want to... I couldn't let it go. I wasn't talking about you because I wasn't thinking about you. I want to show the world I can change, that I've changed. I'm trying to figure out if they're going to have a match or if they're going to work together. Okay, so yeah, it is going to be these two next week. We could do them two, and we could do those two monsters as well. Main event up next, Riley Osborne against Oro Mensah. Javier looks familiar. Oh, he's been on NXT quite a bit, actually. He used to be on quite a bit. Gabe is Ohio. Shout out to you, buds. Porky Pig said main event time already. Yeah. I think these shows tend to be like 40-odd minutes because I think on Tubi, don't you get adverts or something? We don't get adverts on the YouTube thing. But I believe you can just quickly skim through them. So there's just a little video package right now talking about WWE ID. I mean, look, these are people that they obviously have confidence in. These are like indie talents mixed in with performance center talents, mixed in with people that have been on NXT that we just don't have anything for at the moment, or have decided that, you know, this is the right place for them. The next evolution starts here. I'd go to an Evolve show if they did Evolve house shows. There we've got Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones, Sean Legacy. We saw them all in action last week. Oh no. Is this the Kylie? Yeah, she was good. I liked her. So here's Kylie Armstrong. There really is a lot of bickering and a lot of moodiness. Cappuccino Jones has got his cappuccino with his face on the side of the cup. Main event time then. Oro Mensah. Oro Mensah, who we've seen compete in NXT UK, NXT, part of Metaphor, I'm guessing still. Debuted on NXT UK in 2019 as a former NXT UK Tag Team Champion. I like Riley Osborne. Representing Metaphor as the main man. I don't know how Noam Dar's going to feel about that, but... Okay, I really think I would have Riley Osborne being presented as like a British Bulldog type. I would... What is this? What are these kinky... What's this kinky ring gear he's got on? What's this? He's gone for like sexy pirate. No, I would not be wearing that. He's gone from being in Chase U to flipping Hunter Hearst Helmsley. That gear ain't it for me. He looks like a stripper, I'm not going to lie, said Evan. Dude, what is that gear? Why doesn't he just go down the British Bulldog roads? He's from England. We know that he's got some decent power to him. I don't think he needs to go... I don't think he needed to go sexy Hunter Hearst Helmsley. He got wardrobe advice from Liv Morgan, said Blake. A tribute to his wife, said Made by Dawn. Now, that is true, but I don't need it. It looks good on his wife. His wife being Blair Davenport. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It could be a tribute to his wife. But you know what I mean? I mean, Jesus Christ. Montez Ford's... His wife is Bianca Belair. I don't need him coming out with what she wears. Okay, we are underway with this main event match. Chippendales Hunter Hearst Helmsley, says Matter. That is what we've got. Trying to grab headlock here by... Riley Osborne, going for a cover by Oro Mensah, shoulder up. In this industry, you have to be selfish if you want to go far, says Robert Stone. Oro Mensah in control, working on the arm of Riley Osborne. Riley Osborne getting up to his feet. Talking about, like, the fact that he came from England. Actually, do you know, I don't know off the top of my head. They probably announced it. I don't know where Oro Mensah's from. Oh, lovely. Roll up. 1, 2. Seems like Oro Mensah kind of backed away from the pin rather than Riley Osborne kicked out. That was strange. Some nice arm drags as he's in control at the moment, Oro Mensah. Up on the feet, working on the arm. Roll through there, and again. Look at that. That's very good there by Riley Osborne. Going for the cover, and no joy. Up, over, going for the pin. 2. This is the kind of match that we could have seen on... you know, we could have seen this on NXT if Chase U had got into a feud with Metaphor. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have been shocked to have seen Riley Osborne against Oro Mensah. But this is the kind of match that doesn't have to take place on NXT now. He pushes Oro Mensah back. Forearm shot coming in by Oro Mensah. Kick coming into the midsection. Over the other side goes Oro Mensah. Oh, that's great. Really good. Nice takeover. Head scissor takeover into the corner. Up on that middle rope. Riley Osborne over the other side. Flips over the top of Oro Mensah. Drop kick. Single leg drop kick. Oro Mensah back in the corner. Kick coming in. I think I'd like to see Oro Mensah with a bit more colour to his ring gear as well. The grey doesn't really do much. I sort of feel like in wrestling, like you're meant to sort of peacock a little bit. You're meant to sort of show off a little bit. Not everyone. But, yeah, I think I'd have a bit more colour to the ring gear for Oro Mensah. And I would completely change Riley's ring gear, of course. Slam down. I'm guessing Thea Hale might be used on Evolve, said Brony. That'd be great. That'd be great. Headlock being applied by Oro Mensah. Do you know, actually, like a Chase U minus Andre Chase in Evolve would be really good. That'd be really good. Mackenzie said he's paying tribute to his wife, Blair Davenport. Yeah, Mackenzie, shout out to you. Nice. Rolling over to the outsides. Made by Dawn said, you never saw Oro in NXT UK. Only a couple of times, to be honest, bud, because I wasn't a regular viewer of NXT UK. Oof. If it was to come back, we would have it as part of our streaming schedule. But I can't remember what day it was on and if it was clashing with something, but goes up, take over, boom. We did some of the early episodes, and I think it'll be exactly the same with Evolve, but we were doing some of the early episodes and there was really not that many people around for it. So it was just not part of the schedule. And if it wasn't part of the schedule, I just wasn't finding the time to watch it. That would be the problem with Evolve. If I didn't stream Evolve, I would struggle to, get to it. I sort of feel like you could have it on in the background whilst you're doing stuff, but it's so much better to be able to sit down and give it attention. Oro against the ropes, kick to the midsection. Like says A. Jobson. Are you going to do toy hunts again, said Blizzard Broly. Hello, buds. Yeah, I will. Oh, kick out by Riley. I will do toy hunts again. There's no plans to do any at the moment, though. Oro Mensah trying to get back up to his feet. So we've had Smiley Kylie. I think Smiley Kylie was probably my highlight, Some of the fan chants were really good. Wendy Chu coming out was a fun moment. I don't know what that note was that she gave to Smiley Kylie. I would still love to go to this thing, If I would love to go to Evolve and be in the crowds. But I think it is just friends and families. To the outside, yeah, that did look a bit moody. Riley up, springboard crossbody. Lands on top of Oro Mensah. So, big move to the outside. Both guys are down. Oro Mensah trying to get back up to his feet. Riley Osborne on the outside as well. This would benefit, wouldn't it, if it was part of like a big tournament? Imagine if there was like a 32-person tournament and this was like a first round match and we're trying to figure out who goes through. Oh, lovely. Driver, 1, 2, kick out. Wow, kick out by Oro Mensah. Riley Osborne. They're giving this some time. Obviously, these two can handle a bit of more time. That boo the woman bit was my favourite, said Porky Pig. Yeah, it was good. Boo this woman! Boo! Trying to pile drive Oro. And again, trying to get Oro. Trying to get him up. No, Joy reversed. 1, 2. Kick out there by Oro Mensah. Oro takes the legs away from... Oh, grabs him. Powerbomb. Riley. Oh, face first. That might do it. 2. Oh, kick out. Kick out by Riley. Oro Mensah having to dig a little deeper. 2K25. Pre-order now, out on Friday. I do think Evolve titles are needed, otherwise they are just fighting over nothing. May by Dawn said the Evolve Championships are coming. That'll be good when they drop. Hopefully they don't just do like a match to crown it. I would love a big tournament, because it's a great way of showing off a load of people, but for a lot of matches to matter. I mean, if this was just a first... Oh, mate, that was a sick Insaguri. Here we go. Riley Osborne to the outsides. Going up top. Oro Mensah's got up there. Oh, I love that sick. Love that kick. That is... Backflip kick. Someone did that the other day on, I think it was NXT. Oh. 1, 2, 3. Oro Mensah gets it. It's that, isn't it Guile in Street Fighter that does that? That kind of kick up and circles round. That's what Oro Mensah just did. And I saw someone do that the other day on NXT. Look at that. Snapdragon. Snapdragon suplex. Mackenzie said first Smiley Kylie, now Kinky Riley. Kinky Riley. Kinky Riley. It's back to the dungeon for him. Let's go. Oro Mensah celebrating in the entranceway. Someone coming from behind. Running out. Is that swipe right? What's going on? Is there a brawl? That was swipe right. Backstage with... Is it Gallus? Gallus! Gallus are here! It's time! Gallus are here! They're trashing the place backstage. Oh, Gallus boys on top. That's good. I tell you what, that's good. They could really mix it up in Evolve. I really like them as well. Mark Coffey's a good wrestler. Joe Coffey's a good wrestler. Mark Coffey's okay. Joe Coffey is the one that was doing quite a bit of main events in NXT UK. Wolfgang, of course, part of that first tournament as well. I went to a live event last year, and Gallus were all over it. They had like singles. I think Joe Coffey had a singles match. Then Wolfgang and Mark Coffey had a tag match. But they also got involved in another match as well. And like, they're a group that I've kind of seen a fair bit of, what with them being all over the first UK tournament in 2017. Used on the subsequent shows, used quite a bit on NXT UK, brought over to NXT. A group that we haven't seen on NXT in quite a while now, actually. Not bad, that. Not bad. What would you score that show out of 10? I still had a good time with it. Gallus at the end, Wendy Chu, Smiley Kylie Ray, Oro Mensah against Riley didn't grab me, to be honest with you. I just think, I mean, I get tribute to the wife. It's an excellent shout, but it's just not what I'm looking for him. Oro Mensah's a good talent, but I don't know, like putting him in metaphor, I think was the right move. He's good when he's in that faction and he can bounce off others. Those two powerhouses going up against each other will be good. We've set up Luca against Big Body Harvey as well. We got to see Kendall and we got to see Carly. We got to see their relationship. I think we should dig into that more. I really do like Carly thinking they're best friends and they're clearly not. I do like that. Blake gave it a 7. Billy gave it a 7. Solid 8.5. 756. David says 7. Dr. Luchalala said 7. Jen said 7. At least we got Zeta Stone, Wendy Chu so far. Chris with a 7. Do you know what? There's lots of 7s. Jay said 6.5. I think Joe Coffey and the other guys are part-time trainers now. Are they? I hadn't heard that. Gashan said 6. Brandon said 10. A. Jobson said 6.75. Calvin with an 8. Stephen said 6.5. Porky Pig said 5. Jamie said I would score it 6.5. Joe said I'm going to go 7. Who Review said 7. Robert said 7.5. Chris said 7. Jen said 7. In fact, what we should do is put a little show score at the end. See what people score it. I don't know where I would be. I think I would be like 6.75. It was fine. It was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but like for me, it was. Yeah, I don't regret tuning in for that. It's so easy to watch, isn't it? It's so easy to watch. Like you tune in and it's like 40 odd minutes, and I don't ever find myself sitting here going, "Oh, how long's left?" Like it's just sort of just flows and goes, and it's not bad at all. Days, should Charles Hutton, an indie wrestler, contract be added to the Wyatt Sucks? Wyatt Sucks? No, I don't think we need a Wyatt Sucks. I think there's enough people saying that online. There's enough people that are done waiting and are frustrated. But I see it as just good fun, says Vic. It's got good potential, said Blake. Larry gives it a 7. No ad breaks. Why does the score say all great? Oh, did I write all great? I meant all time. Pete Dunne, it took me a while to remember the name. Pete Dunne, yes. Pete Dunne, Joe Coffey was a match that I saw at TakeOver Blackpool. And it was good. It was a good match. Should Evolve be on 2K25? The arena, I think, should. The little, like, space. There's not really a reason why you couldn't, but I don't know about... Some of the talent might be. I don't know if Wendy Chu's in the game. I don't know if Ora Mensa's in the game. So some of the talent might be. But no, I don't think we need to be putting on a load of the indie talent, whatever. I think that's kind of like when you sign... You know, then you need to, I think to get in the game for me, you need to sign and you need to be used fairly regular on NXT. I think anything below that level, probably don't need to worry about putting you in the game because some of these are indie talents. We don't even know if they're going to properly join WWE at this stage. So putting them in the game would be a bit, crazy. So, but the arena, you could like that space as a playable arena. Yeah, definitely. Why not? Speedball Mike Bailey just debuted. Yeah, I was hoping he would come to WWE. I like him. It's a shame that we haven't found a way of bringing him in to WWE. I heard he was going to AEW. Larry said it's got the feel of like an old weekend local indie show from back in the day, says Larry. Lisa, shout out to you. Did we heal? Oh, he answered that one. All right, Mensa, Wendy Chu are in 2K25, says Robert. That's crazy, isn't it? There you go. You could do. You could easily create a couple of wrestlers and do like a mixed tag match. I don't know that there'd be anyone else in there. Luca Crucifino, because of the whole family thing. Maybe he would be in there. Maybe if he is, you could do Luca versus Oro, because he might be in there. You could do Luca versus Oro, and you'd have an Evolve match. And if you had the Evolve arena, then yeah, you could do something like that. Did you hear the Alexa news? Yeah, I did. I haven't seen the details of it. I'm about to run away and start compiling for Unseen. But I just wanted to read some people are kind enough to have joined us for this. So it's a very unessential stream. Yeah. So I wanted to make sure that I was getting to a few comments before I ran away. Russell said, Speedball's not that interesting. WWE don't need to waste their time. That's fair. I don't know much about him. I don't watch TNA, but I've seen some clips of him, and I've seen extended highlights of his match with Ospreay. And I was quite impressed with what I'd seen, but if you're telling me that he ain't all that, then maybe that's why. I don't know if they actually moved for him or not. Perhaps WWE didn't move for him. I don't know. Tony Khan loves speedballs, said K-Dub. Laszlo said it's like an indie show, but with storylines. Blizzard said, I'd like to see Javon Evans versus Mike Bailey if he ever did go to WWE. Frankie, I saw that you was in the chat there. Yeah, I saw that you left us to go and talk to your other friends outside of the community. Yeah. Oh, I saw you. I saw you in the chat. Yeah. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone's well. Love Evolve and all this stuff. Oh. Daze, do we think Evolve would be better if it had a full hour? Well, it is a full hour with the adverts. So, for example, back in the day, that's how long Raw used to be. You could watch Raw from 1993 and it clocks in at 40 odd minutes. But obviously it's the adverts that take it to be in an hour. So you couldn't, I don't think you could have a full hour of action, because then when you add the adverts for Tubi, it's going to take it over to like an hour and, 15 or an hour and 20 or something like that. And that's a weird time slot, isn't it? I don't really know how Tubi works, to be honest. If it's a streaming platform, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So I suppose they could do what they want, but I think in their minds, they're like, right, let's go for an hour with adverts. That means we need to provide 43, 44 minutes of content. Bishop said, Daze, I'm excited for WrestleMania. It's going to be the very first WrestleMania that I'm going to attend live. Have fun, dude. Enjoy it. Make sure you send some pictures over. If it's more popular, they could go 2 hours, said Blizzard Broly. Russell said, Akira fits Speedball role already. A. Jobson said, Speedball gets to wrestle more toast in his first match. How will his kicks to the face hurt him? More toast. I don't know what this is. It's irrelevant me talking about AEW. There really isn't much content on 3-hour shows when you take away the adverts, says Brian. It is true, actually. Doesn't it really drop down to 2 hours 15 or 2 hours 20, something like that? But obviously then you've got a lot of replay packages, video packages, catch-ups. Do you know, if you used to take out entrance, I did see a graph, actually. There was a pie chart someone had done, and it took a show, and it was like X percent, 40 odd percent or whatever, 30 odd percent is adverts, a good 15% is entrances, another 15% is video packages. Like the slice of actual wrestling was relatively short. I don't want to give actual percentages because I can't remember them, but that was the kind of ballpark number, It's like once you take out the adverts, take out the entrances, take out the video packages, you ain't left with loads of wrestling time, to be honest. But I think people kind of know that anyway, don't they? And you do need those other things as well, don't you? I mean, you do need entrances. We have spoke about this, and you do need video packages. You can't really do away with them because that's what builds star power, and that's what keeps people informed about the stories. So it's hard to do away with them, but they do very much eat into the show along with adverts. What about Alexa? Apparently there's big plans for her at WrestleMania. And Wyatt 6 expected to be involved. But I don't think there's anything in the way of detail. I don't think it goes into specifics, but as I said, I need to sit down and have a good catch up of all the day's news, which I will go on to do in a moment. If it was a 2-hour show, it would be an hour then, says Jojo. But Mortis is the wrestler, aka More Toast, says Dr. Luchalala. Alexa Bliss is actually a lovely person in real life, says William. I knew her before she got famous, but she ignores me now. Wrestler Andy said, we need a BJ Ray match. Have you been watching LFG, have you? Have you been enjoying it, bud? You know, what I will say is that has worked, hasn't it? You know, I think all of that is like scripted. I think the beef with Bubba is a way of kind of getting this across. It reminds me a lot of when we did the UK tournaments. We actually had beef between Pete Dunne and William Regal on those shows. William Regal like really was like getting angry at Pete Dunne because Pete Dunne was like attacking people, and William Regal would like, you know, as a GM step up to him, and it was just a way of kind of like showcasing Pete Dunne, like, you do need to be aware of this guy. This isn't just another guy that's in the crowd. And I would imagine that BJ Ray guy is the same. Like, they see something in him. They like him as a heel. They're trying to really get him across that he doesn't worry about upsetting the judges. He won't, you know, doesn't mean anything to him to tell the legends how it really is. So my guess is that they're trying to get him over as being that kind of arrogant heel. And I think it's really worked. I mean, they've been showcasing it even on the trailers. So I haven't seen the show, but I still know who you're talking about. So, I mean, it has kind of really worked. So, yeah, I'd be down for that. Let's get him in. The episode was 46 minutes. That includes the ads. First episode was 48 minutes. And that included ads, says Nightmare. Well, we were robbed. We were robbed of 2 minutes then. I want my 2 minutes. Mike Bailey just took an insane bump from more toast from the top rope, says A. Jobson. Dax said, Daze, I thought you were going into the 2025 Rumble match. I was at the show and I didn't see you, and I so wanted you to win. Why did you let me down? Well, Dax, I was there actually, but Penta had the day off, so I actually jumped in, and that was me under the mask. And I don't want to spoil anything, but I am currently helping Chad Gable as well. I'm not going to say how, but I am currently also helping Chad Gable. So I didn't let you down. I'm a man of my words. It's just, you have to look at the details, yeah? Look at the details and you'll be able to notice, you know. Didn't you notice the grey boomer hair? That's normally the giveaway. Porky Pig said, I wanted more Cartwheel. Well, he might be on next week. I mean, that's good though, isn't it? The fact that you're like, I want to see more of Cartwheel. I want to see more of that Zara Zaka, right? Because I think she's got more to show, and she didn't get a chance to show a great deal in there with... No, it wasn't her. What was that name? What was that woman? The Bennett woman. Aaliyah Bennett. Her. She did that that kind of handstand. She was handstanding and then she got drop kicked in the back by Wendy Chu. I sort of feel like they showed her like bouncing off a wall and backflipping and all this stuff, and I was like, oh, she's going to do some good stuff. And there was some good stuff in the match, but I feel like there's definitely more there. I think we're going to see obviously more out of her. I like that Kylie Armstrong. She really stuck out to me week one. She made a very fleeting appearance here. I just like Smiley Kylie getting in the ring where she dives and she just lies there for a little bit and then crawls. I love that. That was really good. I think like you can see the importance of character. You can see the importance of like not just being generic, and actually knowing your character. I mean, like having Smiley Kylie on made that match more interesting because she's got an interesting character. Yes, it's very Hugger Bailey, but it, you know, at least there's something there that you can enjoy. Same with Wendy Chu. There's something there that you can really get your teeth into, you know? I suppose in a way, this is maybe what the main event was lacking a little bit, in the sense of Oro Mensah. What is he bringing, you know? Riley Osborne, what is he all about? I mean, Riley Osborne, I would have enjoyed it more if he was still wearing his Chase U shirt, or if he came out and maybe he took the Chase U shirt off, but he was still sort of like looking at it, reminiscing. And like he was dejected about like the fact that it was no more, you know? And he was kind of like, I want to know what's next after Chase U for Riley Osborne, and what I just saw, I don't think is it. So if that was a tribute to his wife as a one-off thing, then okay, fine. I don't think it was a wise idea, but fine. But I really am looking for something for him now to get his teeth into. I really think like it wouldn't harm him to lean into the British Bulldog stuff. It wouldn't harm him to have some nice white tights with like a little Union flag, just, you know, not all on his backside like the Bulldog used to have, but maybe just a little patch kind of on the thigh. And, you know, he's very good at doing kip-ups and everything, but Bulldog was as well. Use that delayed standing vertical suplex, work on your size a little bit, keep doing your flips and all of that stuff. But when I first saw him, I feel like he was bigger than he is now. I don't know if he's lost a bit of size, but when I first saw him, he felt bigger, and he was doing like some big power moves. So I feel like that as a starting point would be something to work with. But look, you know, let's see where it goes. I'm definitely interested in Riley Osborne. I'm definitely interested in watching him. He's someone that I do like, and because he was in Chase U, we've got a history there to work with. In regards to Oro Mensah, he's in Metaphor. I mean, at some point, you know, listen, if he's surrounded and he's in trouble, who's to say Noam Dar ain't going to come and make the save? Who's to say that Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson aren't going to come and make a save? Because they've got his back. It said that he was, you know, the main man in Metaphor, and so I sort of feel like he is still part of that group. I don't think we've disbanded that group. But yeah, we could definitely have some backup coming his way. So he's obviously an interesting, and he's good in the ring. So definitely, you know, there's a couple there to keep an eye on. Wendy Chu to keep an eye on. Smiley Kylie Ray to keep an eye on. They're bringing through people as well that we hadn't seen before. Those two guys, that Harlem Lewis, that Keanu Carver, that have both won squashes. One won a squash week 1, one won a squash week 2. Smash them together. I want to see that. I want to see those two big boys. It would be like a low-level Oba versus Moose. You know, like two powerhouses like we saw the other day going at it. I think that could be kind of interesting. So there are things that are just bubbling, the Kendall and the Carly thing, you know, and that Zeta Steele being there shouting a mouth off, you know, the note being passed over to Kylie from Wendy, and Kylie not looking thrilled about it. So it does sort of feel like there are things that are bubbling away. So I'll be very interested to see what we get week 3, because we're going to get Big Buddy Harvey against Luca Crucifino. We know we've got that next week. I don't know if they announced anything else for next week. Can't remember. But I know that obviously we had that face-to-face, so we should at least get that. Nick Wayne, Christian has no heat. Kylie Ray seems too experienced for this show. Yeah, well, I'm really pleased she's here, though, because I don't disagree with you. She is an indie talent that really does know her character, know her stuff. I mean, she was on AEW. I think Smiley Kylie Ray could easily be on NXT, battling and building her way towards the mid-card title, you know, or getting involved in some feuds for a bit. You know, absolutely we could do that. But I'm really pleased they've used her here, because that does give... you're going to need this show to have some degree of star power. And for some people, Smiley Kylie Ray just is not star power. But, I mean, it's weird that I watched her in AEW when AEW first started. So, like, I have been aware of her going back to that time, like, pre-pandemic. And obviously, you know, all the stuff with her leaving and all the stuff with Jericho and all of that's been spoken about. And so to me, she's got star power. To me, she's someone that I have got an awareness of and I have seen compete, you know, numerous times before. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. She could be in NXT, but I'm glad she's here because I think she really does add to the show. Same with Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu could easily be on NXT. We don't have anything for her at the moment, which is a bit of a concern. It does make you wonder if this gimmick has got a future, if we can't really find anything for her on NXT. You know, should she change this gimmick? But then this gimmick does stand out. So Do you change it or do you go further into it? But then you've got that Chemical X. You've got Tatum Paxley, haven't you? Tatum Paxley's doing something a little similar, like digging into that dark side. Don't know. It's really difficult, but I'm pleased that she's on Evolve. I'm pleased that Kylie Ray is as well. Hey, Jobster said Wendy is good, though. She's like the veteran there. She can give the rub to that unproven talent. James said, Smiley Kylie, just like my tweet. Oh, really? That's cool. That's really cool. She was great. I don't think there wasn't anyone that wasn't great, to be honest. That it's goal. I'm still learning names. We didn't really get much out of him. He seems obnoxious. He's meant to be. And he is... Yeah, he seems like he's got something to say, you know? Definitely, I'm getting a bit of, like, early Grayson Waller vibes, but he is going to need a little bit Mojo Rowley, a little bit Grayson Waller. I think he's going to be someone that's going to be very confident with the microphone. So I hope he's got some killer lines. Yeah. I hope that when he cuts promos on people, he's got some really witty ways of putting them down, because we haven't really seen that so far. We haven't really seen anyone like take the microphone and really... Normally it's that standard, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to mess you up. I'm going to prove I'm the best. Blah, 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 right? That real kind of low-level stuff. But to actually, like, take a shot at someone and say, you look like, a Temu, whoever they look like, right? Temu celebrity. You look like a Temu celebrity or something like this, whatever the name of the celebrity. It's hard to say because I don't know who we're picking on. But, actually find some kill shots. You've got all week to think about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you should be able to have a look at the Evolve roster, know who you're working with, and, find some lines and work on that as well. What works, what doesn't work, flesh that out. This is how you learn and develop, isn't it? And then you can bring those skills to NXT and, ultimately to the main roster. I think his promos are going to be more important because he seems to be a character. He's got like the sharp, brightly coloured suits, and he loves the microphone, loves the sound of his own voice. He went and sat on the couch and he had his arms outstretched, and you could see Kylie and Kenzel like being a bit inconvenienced. So, yeah, I mean, look, he got murked in the ring, but I'm going to be interested to see if we give him a microphone and he goes off on someone, what he can bring them, because I've got to think that if you've got that character, you must have the ability to talk. You must really have confidence with the microphone if you're going to go with that big, loud, obnoxious character. Daze, were you fully satisfied based on the show? It seems better than what they're showing in AEW. I don't know. I'm not commenting on AEW. I haven't even got it on, so I'm not comparing to AEW. Comparing to last week, I thought last week was fun, but not essential. I think this week was fun, but not essential. But what I do think is that, did there feel like more star power this week? Because I think they did. I mean, this week we had Wendy Chu, we had Gallus backstage, we had Stevie Turner coming out. I sort of feel like maybe week one, they didn't go big with the names because they were like, people are going to tune in to check it out anyway. And then week two, they've added some names, right? Added some star power. And I guess they're just hoping that the message is going to get out like, did you see Evolve? Flipping Wendy Chu was on. Gallus was on. Smiley Kylie was on. Zeta Steele has got... I've heard a bit about her. So I can't say she's got star power, but she's not a complete unknown. She's not a complete unknown. Oro Mensah was on. Riley Osborne was on. So, I mean, they did it. I would say that this week was still fun, but I think they just turned the dial up on the star power a bit more this week as well. And the great thing is that's 2 weeks now that we've watched, which now means that, we've got a bit of a pool of people that we've been introduced to. And we've already seen a couple again, like twice in a row. And so now I'm starting to understand it a bit better, see the wrestlers a bit more, look at their presentation and see how the pieces are fitting together. Starting to get my head around that a bit more, which means now week 3, you've got a pool of people you can lean on, actually, and some stories you can lean on and some things you can follow up with. And you don't have to introduce as many new people. Still bring some new people in, but there's a few people we can lean on now. So, yeah, I like it. I do like it. A. Jobson said, I just watched a good match between RM and Riley Osborne. That match was good for a main event. All the winners of tonight matches and Saturday matches will fight in a fatal 4-way. Gal looks like Brian Myers. Oh, that's a good shout. With a ginger beard. Dax, shout out to you, buds. Gal kind of seems a bit like The Miz, says Vic. I can see that. Yes, I can see that. I think he is someone that is, gonna, do a lot of talking. So it'll be interesting to see when he really gets going on the microphone. Dr. Luchalala said Smiley Kylie is on the card for the Maple Leaf Pro show on the 14th and the 15th. Why is the show on YouTube when they made such a big deal about it on Tubi? What was the point of signing with Tubi? Well, it's Tubi in America, isn't it? So Tubi's got the American rights. Just like how it was a big deal when they signed with Fox in America. That was huge for SmackDown, but it didn't change over here. It was still on TNT Sports over here. So Tubi in America, YouTube internationally, and I think it works okay. I mean, I understand that, like, when you go to commercial break, it might throw it out of sync. But weirdly, it sounds like you lot can skip through the commercials, which you really wouldn't think you should be able to do. You'd think that it would make you wait whilst the commercials were on, but a lot of people say that you can skip through those, which is good. I'm pleased. Right, let's get the poll up, shall we? Nightmare said, I don't have expectations. I just watch Evolve to enjoy it. Some of these may go on to be future champions 10 years from now. We might say that we watched when we saw on Evolve. That's true. Imagine if some of these do go onto the main roster. You'll be like, I watched them on episode 2 of Evolve. Keanu Carver, he was on the debut episode of Evolve. I was watching that. That is kind of cool. I agree. Show score then. So 51% was good, 36% great, 9% all-time, 3% bad. So that's going to come out as good, 97%. And I think that is a very, very fair result, to be honest with you. I think that's very, very fair. Okay, there we go. We are done. So apologies that we were so delayed. I have kind of stuck around nearly 20 minutes after to try and make up for the 20 minutes that we were late. Lesson learned. We will start our Champions Club stream earlier next week so that we won't be as delayed. So that should fix that. And it would be good, actually, to have that kind of time back, because I think people do enjoy Evolve, but I think people do enjoy joining us to talk about NXT and Raw and everything that's happened as well. So it's just nice in a way that not only do we get to watch a wrestling show for 40 minutes, but there's another hour that we do now of just chatting in the week. And I think that has merit as well. So very good. So a big thank you to everyone that's joined us. Hope you enjoyed Evolve. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to run away and work on Unseen. And I will be back tomorrow for Wrestling Escape Pods. Back tomorrow for the members stream. Back tomorrow with an Unseen. Getting ready for Friday and for SmackDown, which I actually don't know what's on SmackDown this week, but I'm sure it'll be good. So, right, enjoy the rest of your evenings. Enjoy AEW if you're watching it, and I will see you next time.